Hey, how's it going? And welcome back to Consuming Cinema, a show about making and pairing food and drinks from popular movies and TV shows. Today, we're making and pairing a Manhattan with cheese and crackers from Some Like It Hot. If you haven't seen Some Like It Hot, it's a 1959 comedy co-written and directed by Billy Wilder, which follows two musicians and best friends, saxophonist Joe and bassist Jerry, who, after witnessing a mob hit, flee the state with an all-female band disguised as two broads. There, they meet this knockout singer/ukulele player, Sugar Cane, and in trying to get close to Sugar, Jerry gives her some whiskey, but gets much more company than he expected.
Dolores, do you still have that bottle of vermouth?
Sure. Who needs vermouth?
We've got bourbon. We can make Manhattans.
Okay, Manhattans at this time of night?
Hey, honey, what's up?
Party in number 7.
A party? I'll get some cheese and crackers.
But before we get to our cheese and crackers, we're first gonna make a Manhattan, which is a cocktail traditionally made with American whiskey. Now, what kind of American whiskey is slightly up for debate. Most purists would say that a traditional Manhattan should be made with rye. In being period accurate to the film, something like Old Riverholt would be a great budget option. But Sugar specifically states that they have bourbon. So again, a nice period accurate option would be Old Grandad bottled in bond. Interestingly enough, both of these old whiskeys are owned by a company which may be familiar to longtime fans of this show, Suntory, whose whiskeys we talked about extensively in our Lost in Translation episode you can watch here. Whichever whiskey you choose, we're going to add 2 ounces of it to a mixing glass, after which we are going to add 1 ounce of Sweet Vermouth, for which we are using the same vermouth from our last episode on Groundhog Day, Capano Antica, and then we'll add a dash or 2 of Angostura bitters, and finally, I'm going to add something slightly untraditional, a bar spoon of syrup from maraschino cherries, which will later be our garnish. Then we'll add some ice to our mixing glass and give our Manhattan a few stirs, but before we finish our Manhattan, let's first talk about cheese, for which I'm using a few different kinds, including blue cheese and a big hunk of smoked Gouda.
Gouda?
As well as some Parmesan, and this lovely looking goat cheese brie I found. But whatever cheese you choose, you're also going to need some crackers. I got myself an assorted mix to have a little variety, so go ahead and stack your crackers in whatever way you choose. And then, last but not least, into a coupe glass, we'll strain our Manhattan. Then finally, we'll garnish it with a maraschino cherry or 2. And at long last, your Manhattan with cheese and crackers is finally done. Now there's nothing left to do but to taste it. And as they often say, you eat with your eyes. So let's see what this meal looks like in wonderful Technicolor.
Ah, that's better. Contrary to what we normally do, we're actually gonna start with our Manhattan. So let's take a sip of this beautiful Manhattan, and wow, there's nothing like a classic, well-made Manhattan. Its simplicity is its greatest strength. The minimal ingredients all shine in equal balance. The sweetness of the bourbon, that slightly herbal vermouth. I also love the addition of the bar spoon of cherry syrup, giving it an almost cherry cola-like quality. It is a truly exquisite cocktail. As a side note, the Manhattan was also a favorite cocktail of my late grandma, whose name was Katy Perry. No, not that Katy Perry, this Katy Perry. But how does our Manhattan pair with cheese and crackers? Well, let's grab a cracker and find out. But which cheese do I start with first?
Seriously, don't sleep on the Gouda.
Blue, Parmesan, maybe that delicious looking brie?
Tick-tock goes the Gouda clock.
Alright, we'll try the Gouda first. And Marshall's right, that really is Gouda. As is this blue cheese here, which I was really surprised by in how well it paired with the Manhattan. The Parmesan and goat cheese were both also solid, but to me at least didn't work quite as well as pairings with the Manhattan. The real stars of the show here are this smoked Gouda and that blue cheese, man. While I expected the Gouda to be good, this blue cheese is really a Cinderella story. I keep coming back to it and it's hard to put a finger on why. The blue cheese I think is actually best complemented by the vermouth in the Manhattan. Both have such distinct funky flavors that work weirdly well together. Maybe someday we can revisit this movie with another food I found intriguing.
You like a little cold pheasant.
But whatever cheese you choose, I guarantee that this pairing is definitely worthy of 2 big thumbs up. If you like the channel, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Please leave any video suggestions in the comments below. Follow us on all forms of social media at Consuming Cinema. Sorry for the delay between the last 2 releases. It's all been in preparation for our long-awaited episode on Glass Onion. And as always,
Thank you for watching.